Now, I'm 69 years old now, but back when I was in my 30s, this was when I started, like trying to figure this out because I'd been through several relationships by this point and none of them had worked out. And I knew that I was screwing up. So I needed to do something. I was talking about how, like, when I was in my 30s and I'd been through a few relationships that had failed, and I was like, okay, I'm not there's something's off here. I'm not making the connections that I need to make. And so, I'm out there and I'm looking at, like, I'm out there in the self-help books, and these are in the days of the malls when they used to have Walden books and stuff in the mall. And it's like, okay, well, what books are there for, like, men to kind of get centered in themselves so that they can be like a man, like, what is it that about? And around that time, there was this, they call it a mythopoetic men's movement. It was Robert Bly and Iron John and Drum Circles and the hero's journey with antlers, and they'd go in these things, you'd run around with like antlers on your head, just crazy stuff. But that was all that was available, but that didn't speak to me. Like, that kind of stuff didn't reach my heart. The stuff that would, like, speak to my heart, like, I would feel like an emotional resonance with, I would be looking at the book, and then I would flip around and maybe go to the back of the book or about the author, and I'd find out that it was a book written by a woman for other women. So it was like community and building relationships and being vulnerable and stuff like that. So that was, like, what do? You're a man, you're trying to find ways to relate to the world. And yet all of the so-called male spirituality is, this beat the drum and be that man in that very, stereotypical way. And then before we started recording, I showed you, like, I have the meditation app, right?
Yeah.
And here now, mindfulness is being preached all over the place. Men, women, we all need to do this. And so I have the Insight Timer app is what I use for my meditation. And obviously they must have upgraded it over the last couple of days, because when I launched it this morning, there's all these little tiles across with all these specialized things for parents, for women, nothing for men. So how does a man today, how does a young man today, I mean, I'm on my way out, and you're safely ensconced in midlife, but what about young men? What about, your fiance's 10-year-old son? How does what is his definition of a man in this world, and where's he going to get it from?
Yeah, I kind of think that's part of the reason why the red pill stuff is so alluring, is because it's like just the left in general has a problem with messaging, as far as, like, it's like you say toxic masculinity is bad, right? But then what's the alternative? I think a lot of this stuff, because there are people that are talking about the alternative, but I think just within our internet age and all this stuff, it's just that the loudest voices get magnified the most. And so it's like, yeah, there's people that are, I'm sure, if you really dig deep enough, but it's just like what is fed to you by the algorithm is just like toxic masculinity bad. Now you have these red pill people that are like, here's it's almost like, forget all those people, like all those people that are telling you that being a man is bad. It's not bad. It's good. It's great that you're a man. And then, so that's why it's alluring, because it's like, you're not offering an alternative.
Well,